What's up? Welcome to
What's
week number
up?
4. Who's ready for some Saturday College Pick'em Show? I'm your host, Dustin, along with Logan and Will.
What's up?
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
What's
Good
up, bro?
man. How are you?
Oh, what's up, brother? We got a new look tonight. We're coming at you from different cameras, from different locations. Some of us are down in the valley. Some of us are out in Georgia. So some of us are on the hill. Like we've escaped the valley. Okay, we're outside of it.
I don't know. You're still kind of sliding.
Hey, no worries. We may be joined later on by the big man Preston May himself, but look forward to an awesome time. Will, newly married, how's married life so far?
Going good, just settling in. We leave at 8 a.m. in the morning to go down to Florida to prepare to board our cruise for our honeymoon tomorrow, Saturday morning. So,
Nice, dude.
Sure.
That is exciting. That is what it's all about, man. Well, congratulations to Will and Sophie. Just got married last Saturday, but then gonna go hang out, do the honeymoon thing, head on out to a cruise. So, if you're new to the show, we just like to have a good time picking out some college football games of the week. This week, our big game of the week is number 6 Tennessee taking on Oklahoma. So, kind of a welcome to the party for Oklahoma, I believe, for the SEC, but we'll get to that later on in the show. Tonight, we're going to start out with some quick picks, just rapid fire, go through some quick picks over these next few games. Some really good matchups here, but things we're just going to kind of briefly talk about. Let's see who we got in the chat. All right, we got Justin Doan joining us. Let's go. Don't bash the Gators too much. We need a new coach ASAP. If they played like I did in college football 25, we wouldn't be having issues. Well, I think everybody understands Carolina would be a completely different animal if
Yeah.
Nick Harbor played like he does on NCAA 25. But there
Absolutely.
might be some Florida talk later on. But when you come off a loss, it's kind of hard to talk junk about anybody else. So, but we'll get to that later on in the show. Let's run through these quick picks real quick, and then we're going to get to our dumpster fire of the week with Will Bryant. Let's go number 24, Illinois versus number 22, Nebraska. Wilbur, kick us off, buddy.
Nebraska is my train I'm hopping on besides Carolina this year. I really like what Matt Rule's putting together down there in Nebraska. Dylan Raiola, Dowdle, the running back, Nair at receiver. They're pretty stacked. Defense is playing good. Illinois looks good, but I'm on the Nebraska train. So give me Nebraska this week, boys.
Good pick. Logan.
Yeah, I'm taking Nebraska too. Raiola is really good. Give me Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska quarterback is legit, real deal. The fake, good grief, my name.
Very Mahomey.
Yeah, very Mahomey. There you go. There you go. There you go. Hey, Miss Dana, welcome to the show. Shout out to Will. Congratulations, Will.
Appreciate that.
Hey, Justin Doan agrees. Nebraska by a lot. All right, next game, number 11, USC, University of Southern California versus number 18, Michigan, defending champs hosting USC. Home field advantage didn't play out a whole lot for Michigan last time. Will USC beat Michigan this week? What do you guys think? Let's go, Logan.
Yeah, I think Michigan are pretenders, not contenders. So I got USC by a good bit this weekend.
Good. I'm going to pick USC as well. I think they'll go in the big house, get a big win.
Yeah, I like USC this week too. Lincoln Riley seems like he's finally putting it together. And my topic to look at this week is they're changing quarterbacks at Michigan. Alex Orge's start. I'm curious to see what he does, but I like USC.
Yeah, very good. Jason in the comments right here, the fake USC. Am I right?
Right.
Now, that's the guy that knows college football right there. That's it.
Yep.
Carolina's the OG for sure for USC. But, man, appreciate that in the comments. Hey, Justin Doan's got Michigan. That's a bold pick. Bold pick. Hey, you never know. Playing at home might change things a lot. You never know.
New quarterback at home. You never know. But
you never know, brother.
We'll see.
All right, now it's everybody's favorite segment. It is the dumpster fire of the week with Will Bryant. Will, I'm going to give you all the airtime. Me and Logan are going to hop off. It is all.
Yeah. So this week was pretty obvious for me. I mean, even though I only watched like 2 games in the groomsmen suite before the wedding, But it was pretty evident in our game. But I even went and did some research on it. Overall, college football officiating was really brutal last week. I think it was the UCLA game. He was called for targeting on the no. He was called for roughing the passer when he barely bumped him and laid him down. I don't know what more you want from that. In the Georgia game, one of their linebacker or their defensive lineman was called for roughing the passer, and he was textbook like what coaches show you how to hit the quarterback without getting penalized, and he was called for it. And then obviously we know the South Carolina game. We weren't called. LSU should have been called for an after the play penalty when they hit Sanders out of bounds towards the end of the game. People forget about that one. The offensive pass interference on Mazeo Bennett. He literally all he did was running a route, ran into the defender, and didn't even extend his arms. And that's pass interference on the offense. I don't know how. And then obviously when Kennard hit the quarterback and they called no one knows what they called. Everybody has said it's three different things. I think I heard unnecessary roughness or something. Whatever. I mean, he barely touches him. He hits him in the shoulders in the front just because he's not looking at you, with his body's pointed towards you. He's turned into a defender because the ball's already intercepted. There's no reason for that to be called. I watched a lot of podcasts, and a lot of people, experts, were very upset with officiating all over college football. It wasn't just Carolina game. So I think that overall officiating this week for college football was atrocious, and it for sure is the dumpster fire of the week.
Yeah, that's a huge talking point today. I think officiating overall. I think one of the frustrating ones was OK State. I think they played Arkansas, and there was a play where OK State was clapping on defense, and then the SEC that is obviously delay a game on defense. But OK State's like, we did this all preseason, and then we come against the SEC team, and now it's a whole nother rule. So I think overall, NCAA has got to get on the same page when it comes to officiating. I think number one, you need to go to full timers. I don't think part time is even an option in the SEC. I think you should have full time officials. I think there should be real consequences for bad calls like we saw on Saturday that are just unexcusable. Like Beamer came out and said, in 25 years of football, he's never seen calls like he saw on Saturday. It's unexcusable. It's college game day. It's one of the biggest matchups of the week, and all we can wonder is what if. And that shouldn't be the case when it comes to officiating. Obviously, you guys know that I'm a fan of soccer. Logan kind of catches on to as well with that. And that's something that's very frustrating watching the soccer world, football in Europe, is when a referee takes over a game and decides a game. And that definitely happened on Saturday. Referees decided that game. We can definitely make excuses for all the things we didn't do and show up, but it's just hard. I'll never forget, this will hit home with Will. Braves Cardinals wild card game in full fly rule. That absolutely killed the Braves because you had one game. You had one game to get in the playoffs, and it was taken away by a terrible call. And in college football, you don't have many games, especially when you have a matchup like you had against LSU. You got one chance to go out there and take this game, and it was taken away by officiating. Very hard to watch. Definitely hurts because, obviously we have some Carolina vision with this calls. And but I think overall it was nice to see the overall reaction from the nation to say this was terrible officiating. Carolina deserved to win that game. So we definitely have some LSU love in the comments, I'm sure, coming up. But man, that was a good dumpster fire, Will. I agree with it. What you think, Logan?
Yeah, I have to agree with that. It is easy to say that Carolina should have put it away way before it could have came down to the refs. But I mean, when you look at the game, they call back 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's changing the game right there. It doesn't help when you're putting in your backup quarterback. Yeah, that's a good dumpster fire of the week. I mean, you really hate to see a college landscape just change totally because of officiating. So yeah.
Shouldn't happen. Should not happen. No excuse for it. I mean, the money in college football nowadays, it is just inexcusable. Man, I'm telling you, talking point coming up next soon. Not this episode, but another episode, because it's definitely another topic for another day. Concessions, like, man, I went to Williams-Brice, and I'm just burning on that. We'll talk about that another day. But, man, you kind of get spoiled when you go to a stadium like Mercedes-Benz Stadium and then have to come back to college football, and it's, like, ridiculous.
Yeah, pro tip, never eat inside of the stadium.
Never do it, especially
Way too
but
expensive.
when you bring a child to the game, it's a different story. So
That's a good point.
anywho, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on
Yeah.
because that'll be a topic for maybe next week. But we got a big ACC matchup: NC State taking on Clemson.
I got
Clemson.
Arkansas, by the way.
Oh, we didn't do the Arkansas game. I totally missed a quick pick Arkansas game. My bad. Wow, that's the dumpster fire of this show. Sorry, one last quick pick here. Arkansas taking on Auburn. Will.
I like Arkansas. Give me Taylor Green at quarterback level.
Yeah, Auburn is. There's some teams that are not trending in the right direction. Auburn's one of those teams in SEC. Arkansas, man, they played some gutsy games and really missed out on some opportunities. I think Arkansas will take this game for sure. So, Auburn's favored by 3, which is interesting. So
There's a new
That's crazy.
Hunter Brown. Look out.
new quarterback. Yeah, you never know. He might transfer to Oregon next year. So, all right. All right, so now we get to the meat and potatoes of the games this week. We got NC State taking on Clemson at Death Valley, favored by 20. That's a big spread there for Clemson, with NC State coming in that showed that they are a pretty decent ball team. Maybe not reaching the levels that we saw in preseason that NC State should have done, but they also played Tennessee, which is a pretty good team. But what do y'all guys think? NC State, Clemson. Logan, you want to lead us off on this one?
Sure. I mean, this has big implications on the ACC going forward. Right now, I just don't see Clemson losing to a team like NC State. I think they're still going to be top of the pack. If you catch that, they're definitely going to be top of the pack going throughout the season of the ACC. I think it'll come down towards the end of the season, but yeah, give me Clemson in this one.
Oh, very good, Wilbur.
Yeah, I think realistically this one could go either way. It just kind of depends on which team decides to show up. Depends on who wants it more. I think Clemson has the edge. It's not the real Death Valley, but it's still pretty good atmosphere. I'd say it's top 25 in college football for sure. I was privileged to go to a game there last year. I don't really trust Klubnik. Grayson McCall hasn't shown me that much this year with NC State. I think the difference this week for Clemson will be the running game and Phil Maffa. I think he's got enough. He's explosive enough to get him the yards they do. And Clemson's not one that's going to make too many mistakes and hurt themselves. Dabo's pretty disciplined with his team. So I think a clean game and a good running game for Clemson gets them a 10-point victory this week.
Yeah. Dude, man, Justin Doan is picking some crazy games right now.
Wow.
He has got NC State in this one. So, hey, dude, this year in college football, you just don't know, honestly. It is all over the place. It's hard to go down to Death Valley and get a win. And their defense is still good. They're still gritty. I don't think it's going to be a 20-point spread. I'm kind of more in the ballgame with Will here. I'm thinking like a 10-point spread, but I got Clemson as well. Yeah. Since we're in the meat and potatoes of the picks, it might be time to bring on Preston. Let's see if he is ready. Yeah. Maybe we'll give him another second, but we might have Preston on here in just a second to get to our next picks. We'll go back to the Clemson pick for Preston. We'll go ahead and move on to one of our favorite talking points, one of our favorite teams to talk about. And that is the Florida Gators taking on the Adam Orlando Christmas Mississippi State Bulldogs. So this is a big matchup here. Both teams are, like I said, kind of in that Auburn category of both teams are kind of that trend downward. The Florida State game tends to be to see who's the coach that can make it there, or who will get fired after that game. But Florida, Mississippi State, you got to take on the Cowbells at Mississippi State. So I don't know. This is going to be an interesting ball game. So yeah, Let's see. Justin Doan is a Gator, so let's see his perspective here. If Florida loses, Billy Napier is
Yes,
out.
sir. Yes,
He's
sir.
out. Yeah, well.
I will agree.
I don't know. I think Florida's definitely due for go ahead and get the other quarterback a chance. Go ahead and throw him in there and just let him ride the rest of the season. So let's see if Preston is ready. Let's bring him on.
Here's
Let's
what I
give it
will
up to
say
Preston.
to Justin Doan, though.
What's
There
up,
it is.
guys?
NC State
Sorry,
might win
lady.
if the refs have their money line. So guess we'll find out.
Perspective. Look at that. Look at that backward C. I love it. It's beautiful.
Oh,
All right. Preston. Preston, who you got with NC State versus Clemson before we move on?
Man, I'm gonna stick with Clemson. I think the defense is gonna win this game. Obviously, NC State wasn't what we thought they were, just absolutely getting wrecked by Tennessee. I think Clemson's still a strong candidate for the ACC. I mean, there's not many teams that have emerged except for Miami. So, obviously, Florida State's not who we thought they were. Really, it's just down to them two, Miami and Clemson. So I think Clemson's gonna come out and play pretty strong. It's in Death Valley, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, home game. I think it's not going to be much of a game. I think Clemson will be. I think Dabo will have them ready. So I think Clemson's going to win this game.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I think we all got Clemson in that ball game for sure. So hey, I'm down for an NC State upset. Go Wolfpack, but you just never know. You never know. They're wide
if they would have showed up
receivers.
a little more against Tennessee, I would probably say so. But man, they got whooped.
Yeah. Man, we're going to talk about Tennessee later on, but that team is a real deal team. So, all right. So let's bring it back up. Let's build this story. You got the Mickey D's for the win.
No wonder he was late.
I know, right?
My bad. All right.
Didn't even drop it off for either one of us. That's okay. That's all right. It's all good. So hold on. Wait a second. Just time out. Okay. You went to a Brazilian steakhouse, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then you went to McDonald's afterwards
for ice cream. Okay.
Oh wow. That's
all right.
Fancy.
All right. Put it away.
But I had to get a Coke Zero just because I had water at the Brazilian steakhouse. And I was kind of feeling a Coke, so
I got you.
I had to wash it down.
You know what you should
do what you gotta do, man.
Pepsi. Listen, I didn't eat dinner. I didn't eat lunch today. I ate breakfast at 10 a.m. Then I didn't eat anything until 6:30 at Brazilian Steakhouse. So,
dude,
to say I had my way, I had my way. So,
all right. Since we're already off track, what was the best meat you got?
You beat me to it. I was about to ask this.
Listen, man.
Who cares about Florida?
They brought the pork. They brought the chicken. The steak. Like, they had this. The filet mignon was like, it was unreal. It was so good. I even got a salad. How about that?
Wow.
Hey, I'll take this back. The biggest shout out, the best thing there was the cheese bread. It's like these little rolls with like cheese melted inside of them. Best thing there.
I think this is going to get Jason Brown excited. Just getting off topic and talking about cheese bread. That's one of I know his favorite things in the world.
It was like a hot roll. Imagine like the bread from whatchamacallit, Jim and Nick's, but like cheese melted on the inside of it.
Fancy.
Like,
I love it.
So good.
All right. Let's get back to the swamp. Let's get back. Oh, this game is not in the swamp. My bad.
No.
Mississippi State.
Starting Vegas.
We talked about it. Yep. We got their cowbells coming. Dude, Florida, Mississippi State. Logan, what's your thoughts on this ball game, man? This is a toss-up.
Yeah, I'm with Justin on this one. I think this is the game that puts Billy Napier out of Florida. I just don't see them. He should have been fired last week after not starting Lagway. That has to be one of the dumbest things I've ever seen out of a head football coach. I mean, you just don't do that when you have a great talent at backup and you still start a subpar quarterback. I know Preston had all these exotic meats tonight at the Brazilian Steakhouse, but they're going to be serving gator in Stark Vegas this Saturday.
Wow. Good pick. Hey, good pick. Yeah. Good pick. All right, Preston. We got Florida taking on Mississippi State Bulldogs. Who you got?
Man. Yeah, I think Napier's days are numbered. I've already seen names flying out there like Lane Kiffin and Kirby and Dion and man, who knows? My hot take. Listen to this. I was listening to a podcast today, and John Gruden.
Yeah,
I
I've heard
think
that.
I think that's going to be the ticket here because what I have heard is if Florida loses, obviously they're probably getting rid of Bill Napier, and no coach right now is due to the new portal transition to the portal opens in December. That no coach is going to walk away from their team in December because
Right.
that's their only chance to get recruits is in December unless they already got recruits from the year coming up. So to hit the portal, they'll be too late to the game. So no coach is going to leave it before if they're if they're a playoff coach, they're not going to leave before the playoff. And so essentially that rolls out on any coach that's going to have a top 12 team, which you're going to have Kirby and Lane are both going to have a top 12 team. And so
Sure.
they're not going to leave before the playoff even happens. So they're going to take their team as far as they can go and then maybe roll out the year after. But they're not going to leave. I think Gruden's a good answer. But back on topic, just heard that today. I thought it was kind of interesting. I think Napier could come ready to play if he plays Lagway, but I'm not confident he'll play Lagway. So give me a –
It's a flip, man.
I know.
It's a tough one.
Mississippi State haven't won this year, have they? They're
Don't
0-3.
believe so. Let's check out.
I'll take Florida.
Ooh.
Wow.
Florida's got more talent for sure. If you're coming down to talent, I think Florida's
1 and
got more
2.
talent.
They beat Eastern Kentucky and lost to Arizona State and Toledo. Oh my stars!
I'm going Florida.
Toledo, they lost by 41-17.
Yeah, it's rough.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, we're
It's
talking
rough.
about Florida, though. Talking about Florida.
They got talent still.
Florida
Yeah.
State.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Even watching Florida last week, it wasn't like they were clueless. Like, man,
I think he play Lagway this week and they get to dub.
I think Lagway gets in. I think you're insane if you're Billy Napier and don't play him.
You have nothing to lose.
At this point, I mean, I could be wrong, and some of you Florida guys can, correct me. But I think either way, no matter what the narrative happens here, Lagway's out of Florida. He's headed somewhere to compete because that guy is elite. He's a Texas quarterback. A&M probably looks like the best destination on paper, but I mean, he can end up at Georgia. He can end up at Alabama. He could go pretty much anywhere he wants to go, unless a guy like Lane Kiffin comes in and he just like says, "Hey, you're my guy. Let's roll." Then that might happen. If not, Florida's got to hit a home run. Florida is one of the premier teams in college football when it comes to getting an elite coach. So I think if they don't get this hire right, it's gonna be bad. So yeah, interesting. I'll take Florida. I want to go with it. I'm gonna go with the bandwagon here. I'll go Florida. I just don't believe in Mississippi State any more than I do Florida. So I'm gonna go Florida in this game without a doubt. Florida goes in and usually messes up games like this for people at home, and it's usually at Williams-Brice. So, Wilbur.
Yeah, I think Florida's in a tough spot. Obviously, Billy's gone. Boosters have already kind of put up money to get his buyout, is what I'm hearing from the swamp. It's not a good look. I think Florida fans are being a little delusional right now with their expectations for a head coach. I think they think they're still in the early to late 2000s era where they were actually good. I mean, besides that one season where they fell off because they threw the shoe against LSU, they haven't been like very relevant in the last 10 years. I just don't think they're at where they think they're at. The only thing they have going for them is money. They might be able to pull that, but even then, like a big name coach with a good team's not going to leave just because of money, especially if they're at a good school. So I think they're really going to have to hit on like a Jeremy Chadwell or like a Penn State offense coordinator, whatever his name was what I was thinking. They're going to have to,
Chadwell's the top one I heard as well.
I think they're just going to have to take a risk and hope they hit because I don't think they're going to hit on any of these big name coaches. I like Gruden, but the one thing I'm hearing on Gruden is he was fired for some pretty nasty things. And what I'm hearing is no Power 4 school is willing to touch him right now. It's going to be a group of 5 schools that's going to take a risk on him, and he's going to build his reputation back up from there. Because even the sources I talked to did not like him going to Florida, just because they think that they could do better, and I think they're going to get hit with a dose of reality. But we'll see. So I don't think they're in a great spot in that situation. For this game, though, I think it comes down to as much as I don't trust Florida, I trust Florida more than I trust Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Mississippi State, I watched the game against Toledo a little bit that night because it was later. Or maybe I watched the highlights, one of the two. But, I mean, Mississippi State just looked incapable of doing anything right. They didn't look like disciplined. They didn't look like they were well coached. The quarterback play is not good. They can get no running game going, and the defense looks lost on 85% of the plays. I think Jeff Levy has his work cut out. He's in year 1. Maybe he can turn it around. But it's not going to be this year. And Flagway, even if he doesn't start, is going to end up playing the game because Billy Napier's coaching for his life. And Flagway's going to get it done. So I think Florida takes it this week.
Hey, great pick.
All right. Yep.
Hey, Logan, you've been most consistent all year, so hey, you might have another dub right here to sneak away some more. All right, let's go on to number 12, Utah, at number 14, Oklahoma State. They won some Grady football games. Don't know much about Utah, but this is a crazy close pick right here. Another coin flip game. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick OK State, home team, probably a good running attack. I like their coach. So give me OK State at home. Wilbur, what you got?
Yeah, this is a tough one this week. I said from the start I had OK State as my Big 12 winner this year. And it's tough this week because I think Utah's a really good team. They're led by a really veteran quarterback in Cam Rising.
Yeah.
They have good weapons around him. The defense usually always shows up just enough to get them the W. And everything in my head is telling me this week is telling me to go Utah. But I don't think I can do it. I like Ollie Gordon. I like Van Gundy. I like Bowman, a veteran quarterback as well. They're gritty. They get it done when it matters, and they're at home in Stillwater, a great environment. So I'm going to stick with what I said at the beginning of the season. I'm going OK State.
Okay, good pick. All right, Logan, what you got for us, man?
Yeah, I'm with y'all. This is kind of like a toss-up. This is a really tough game. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I think it's going to be very high scoring. I don't think the defense is really going to play a huge factor in this game. Cam Rising is a really good quarterback. He has been a really good quarterback for a while now. And I say that to say that he's been in NCAA for a while. So I guess we'll see how that plays out. I'm going to go against the Pack. Give me Utah.
All right. Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about.
Give y'all a chance to catch up,
I love it, man. Hey, like I said, I don't like religiously watch either one of these football teams, but I do have a better feeling about OK State at home. Good coach, good running game. That usually helps solidify some close ball games. So,
I mean, Cam Rising is really good on NCAA 25. So
I mean, he ain't no scrub. So
Ollie Gordon didn't either.
Yeah. Preston, man, what you got, Bo?
I'm going to say give me the Utes. Give me the Utes.
You
know why? You know why? The 10th year senior, Cam Rising, is going to come out ready to play. I think
Man.
he's an experienced quarterback. He's got obviously a ton of years under his belt. I think he's. I was listening. Obviously, I was listening to another podcast today where there's a lot of analysts that are big on Utah right now. Just like what they see coming out of there. Really, they play really strong defense, and obviously they have an experienced quarterback, and so that obviously wins games. So give me Utah. I wasn't impressed with OK State's early performance this year. They barely squeaked by that first game. I'm trying to remember who they played, but they barely got that dub. I know we're all Arkansas, yeah, and Arkansas, as we have seen, has not been as impressive as we thought. And so, give me the Utes. I think it's a strong pick right now. So,
Dude, speaking of Utes, what I do remember is, do you see the truck graphic that was given by ESPN, like when they came out and they had brand new trucks for the NIL deal?
yes, huge.
That pretty dope, dude. Not gonna lie to you. So that's pretty awesome. But anyways, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of investment in this game other than okay, stay at home, running game, good coach. That's me. All right. Hey, the dumpster fire of the week kind of entered this game. It was our college game day of the week last week. Big time letdown. But now we got a team from Ohio coming to play at Williams-Brice Stadium, Akron. Give me the Doe Deers. Okay, just kidding. We got Akron taking on Carolina. Listen, I'm just hoping for it not to be like an Old Dominion game. I'm hoping Carolina comes out here and looks like they are just mad at the world and absolutely blow this team away. But anyways, I'll go ahead and pick this one. Give me the Gamecocks. Why not? Let's go. Gamecocks by hopefully over 21. So
Homer.
Call me a homer all you want, but I think we handle this team from Ohio. So whoever wants to go next, go for it. Jump in.
I'll go. I don't want to dwell too much on the past. The only thing I would say is, if you only lose one game in the season this year with a 12-team playoff, that's fine. I'll take that one loss against LSU. It is what it is. We'll see. Another thing is sources do say that Sellers was seen in a hard cast this week on campus. I guess we'll find out, see if he plays on Saturday. If not, I would love to see Dante Reno over Robbie Ashford, get him some reps. Have to look at the future. I really don't think Robbie Ashford is that guy. He wasn't really that guy at Auburn. I don't think he's going to be our guy at Carolina. So let me see Dante Reno, let him ball out if Sellers doesn't play. We really just got to get some reps going into a bye week next week. Give me Carolina. I think 27.5 point spread is a joke. I think we should beat them by a little bit more, kind of like Dustin said. Be mad at the world, pour it on them. Let the world see what Carolina can do. Give me the Gamecocks.
Yeah, and with that, a couple things. There's a reason why Ashford transferred.
Yeah.
They didn't want him at Auburn. Okay.
Yep.
Beamer said it multiple times. Most of the guys that were of any quality wanted a guaranteed starting job. That tells you all you need to know about the level of play Ashford is. I know Beamer is a great salesman. He's never going to shoot his guys down, but I just don't think Ashford's that guy. Prove me wrong. I mean, light it up Saturday and get me excited. We'll see. But, man, other than scrambling around, throwing on the run, I just don't think he's a drop back passer. Not too impressed so far with his RPO, the way he's running the offense compared to Sellers. But, hey, repping with the first team, having that pressure going in, knowing you are QB1 coming to the game might change his mentality, might change the adrenaline pumping, knowing that you get the first play of the game. So we'll see. We're going to miss Sellers. I hope he gets better. At least maybe he can rest up this Saturday and give us some more games the rest of the season. Another thing I'd like to see in this game, let somebody else run other than Rocket. Our other running backs got to get going. We got to, yes, have Sanders or have Rocket have some big games, but these other guys, they got to pop. They got to jump off and do something different. I'd like to see them take off this week too. So, Wilbur, what you got, buddy?
Yeah. I think this should be a game Carolina takes care of business, like y'all said, with over 21. Um, Akron's over the top. They're try to throw a ton. I think our defense can handle that. I'm not really worried about Akron. They already have losses to Ohio State and Rutgers on the season, and even Rutgers handed them by at least 21. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. The only thing that worries me is the quarterback play, to be honest.
Yeah.
The quarter last week was abysmal. We didn't move the ball at all, and it was because of Robbie Ashford. They were not scared of his arm. He wasn't dynamic enough in the run game, and it kind of made us one dimensional. And I think you're right. I think we need to see someone like Dante Reno or somebody come in and change the pace. Um, Robbie Ashford going to be was asked to change to wide receiver at Auburn. That's why he left. He was not going to be a quarterback. And the fact that he came in and instantly became our backup quarterback is a little bit of a hit at where our quarterback room was this offseason. But also, it's like at this point you're playing Akron. You should win no matter what. Why not give Dante, a kid that might be part of the future, a shot? If he doesn't do well, let Robbie come in and just manage the game well enough to win. I mean, because the defense is going to get it done. I don't think Akron's got anything for our defense. I think this is a little bit of a proving game for our defense too. They let up some things last week that they shouldn't in the second half. They were bad at tackling and they weren't disciplined, which is not something from our defense, especially in the secondary. So I think they'll get it worked out and come back stronger this week. I want to see who stands out receiver wise this week.
Yeah.
I think you're really missing that strong number 3. And Jacobs is healthy this week. Maybe he can come out and be that guy. I mean, if we get Nick Harbor some freaking touches, maybe he could be that guy. Maybe not because he bobbled a freaking screen pass last week and looked like an idiot. But maybe that's why it's not. But I'm just to the point where this team has shown me they're good enough. It's time to put up and shut up against an inferior opponent. And if you can't do it, then just you might as well stay home. I'm sick of looking like we're good and then falling apart against a bad team. Just get it done. Stop messing around.
Yeah. It's like Nick Saban talked about this during college game days. Like he's seeing more and more teams playing to the level of their competition. Like, come on. Like if you want to be elite, if you want to be good, you need to be scoring 70 points. Like you just need to be lighting it up. Don't take the brakes off. Don't like let up and say, okay, we're gonna back up and play Muschamp ball. Like let's just kill the game. Like let's just keep going. I think we saw that last week with LSU. We were up 17-0, and all of a sudden we just let them get back into the game, and it was over. Once the LSU got the momentum, it was over. So it was very, very frustrating to watch. I hope we don't see that on Saturday. I hope we just take care of business. So, Preston, thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I'll be quick. Just it's got to be a complete game. We got to come out there and show that we are one of the top mid-tier teams in the SEC. I mean, if we can beat Kentucky 31-6, and Georgia can struggle against Kentucky 13-12, what does that say about a program? And so we have to come out and make that statement. Beamer's got to come out and make that statement saying that, hey, I am one of the better coaches. Like, the season's been so up and down, and it's so difficult. You had the lows of the Old Dominion game, the highs of Kentucky, and then the disappointments in LSU. And so, he's got to win the big games, and that's one thing that's been tough for us is we haven't seen that happen yet. And so, he had a Clemson win, 2 years ago. That was big. But really, we got to come out and just make a statement tomorrow. I think Sellers. I think I read something yesterday saying that he is good to go. But honestly, if I'm Beamer, I'm just going to let defense play and ball out, play Ashford or somebody else, let him get some reps. Because from the way it looks like, Sellers is going to be hurt a lot this year because he's touching the ball so many times. Whether he's running the ball or throwing the ball, I just feel like what I foresee happening is he's going to be hurt more often than not. And so he probably needs to think about his backup plan and really get these other guys some reps. And this is a game for that. And let these other running backs get some touches and get creative. Let Harbor get a direct snap or something like that. Maybe the ball's coming straight out of space, he'll catch it. And so just be creative. Utilize the playmakers that you got. These are the guys that you're paying. You're paying Harbor big money. You use them. So I mean,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna win. I'll be there tomorrow night, so I'll try to do a little shout out and maybe do a little clip for the Facebook. But yeah, I think Carolina handles business tomorrow. We have to. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
if Beamer wants us to take us to the next level, he's got to take care of business.
Yeah, for sure. Will, you had another thought?
I was just gonna say, I mean, last week, we can blame the refs. I mean, they took it into their own hands and they ruined a good game. Obviously, I mean, anybody can see that. But the reason we were in that spot is because we weren't disciplined and we let off the gas. We
Yeah.
put ourselves in a position to let the refs take the game from us. So, I just want to point out that it's all about discipline. You're not going to win having 13 penalties as a team. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. Whether the refs are in it or not, you're not going to have that without being undisciplined. So I think this week is all about coming out, focusing on the positives of last week. You're in the game. You were this close to snatching victory, and you just didn't get done. So this week, learn from those mistakes, come back and be a dominant team, and you take that on into Ole Miss, Alabama, Oklahoma, because you showed last week, you showed flashes that you can compete with any team in the nation. So I think it's all about just showing up and getting it done.
Yeah, I totally agree. Show that you belong. Don't give any more room for the haters to hate. Come into that Ole Miss game ready to fire on all cylinders, clean things up, get rid of the yellow flags, and just show off in front of the home crowd, because there's nothing better than a night game at Williams-Brice, and Akron's about to find out. It's about to get crazy.
I'd like to see our defense hold them to 0 points. 0.
Yeah.
I mean,
at least the first team.
If you're elite, like you say you are, for top tier like we think we are, 0 points. This is Akron.
Yeah. Yeah. Our defense is a top 10 team easily. One of the best defenses in college football this year. Offense just got to catch up, got to get rolling. So, all right, now it's time for the game of the week. We got Oklahoma hosting the number 6 Tennessee. Oklahoma coming in ranked number 15. Our college football Saturday college pick'em show game of the week. Man, what a matchup to open up the SEC for these two teams. Has Tennessee played an SEC game yet?
No.
Oklahoma?
Nope.
Boy, oh boy, it's about to get real. So, man, Oklahoma, you think Oklahoma, you think Heisman quarterback, you think Tennessee, all you can think of is Rocky Top on repeat. Tennessee is come on strong this year, shown that they're one of the top teams in this new SEC. Oklahoma is about to get a very big welcome wagon to the SEC with Tennessee coming to town. We're going to get to experience some Oklahoma football. Obviously, we only know Shane Beamer's perspective, Spencer Rattler's perspective. Hadn't got to see much of them just because they're on the other side of the world. Yes, they're a big team, but many of us here in the SEC aren't very familiar with Oklahoma. We don't have that, bloodline of having that rivalry with Oklahoma, but maybe that'll be born this year. Maybe we'll see some new rivals pop up, and I'm sure Tennessee has got this one circled as a defining game to their season. Are they for real? Are they contenders? This is a put up or shut up game for Tennessee, and Oklahoma definitely create separation in the SEC with this game. I'm going to let Logan lead this one off, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy pick for me. I think I said this about Michigan earlier. I think Oklahoma are pretenders, not contenders. I think this is the game where Tennessee says, "This is our football team. We're about to beat the crap out of you. Like, this is how it's going to go down." Tennessee's just going to be that good this year. It's going to be hard for them to be beat by anybody, honestly. I think Oklahoma still has a decent football team, and it's going to be pretty hard for Tennessee to go to Oklahoma and play them. But I don't think Oklahoma has a shot against Tennessee and their quarterback. So give me Tennessee by 14.
Whew. Good pick. All right, Preston, what you got, buddy?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same lines. I think Oklahoma has been over-evaluated. I think they're a team that has been hyped just because they're coming into the SEC, and so they're trying to live up to that hype. But I don't think this is a year for them. I think this is a very winnable game for Carolina as well down the road. I think we could definitely take one away from Oklahoma. Maybe that's the one we would make up the LSU game at. So a lot of people have us losing to Oklahoma, but I think we can beat them. But besides that, I think Tennessee is the top 3 team in the SEC. Um, Outside of Georgia and Texas, I think they're probably a little better than Ole Miss. Maybe they're about the same. Maybe top 14. But I think Tennessee comes out and handles business, man. I mean, as of right now, they got 2 players between the running back and the quarterback that are Heisman candidates. I think their defensive line is top tier. I think Tennessee is a pretty good team this year. I think they could knock off a Georgia or an Ole Miss or Texas or an Alabama. You know, they just any given day at Neyland Stadium, they can come out and just pull a big upset. So, um, I think Tennessee wins big. I think it's going to be a good game. Obviously, I think Oklahoma has talent, but I think I'll give that 14-point spread like Logan was saying for towards Tennessee. So I think it's going to be a good game, but I think Tennessee wins.
Very nice. Hey, I'm gonna let Will close it out today because I mean he's a married man. I'll let him take the show at the end. I'm gonna go ahead and make my pick, and then Will, you get to close this all out here tonight. Um, man, I am a believer in Tennessee. I hate to say it. I got relatives that are there. That one of Becca's cousins goes there now. Several graduated from there. So deep roots in Tennessee. But I'm a believer in Rocky Top this year. I think Tennessee's a real deal. Think they're a big threat in the SEC. I think they will definitely be in that final bracket. Where in that final bracket might come down to this game, might come down to some future games. Oklahoma, I don't think has been the same since Lincoln Riley's left. I think they're still trying to find their identity. And now they got to try to find it in the SEC, which is not an as easy thing to do. Not an easy conference to find your way. I think Texas, on the other hand, is established. I think they know who they are. They were already having momentum coming into the SEC, and I think they'll be fine. Oklahoma might find some slippage here. I'm not sure they're going to hit the ground running here, especially, man, when you line up against Tennessee, that's a hard matchup. They're just lucky this game's at home, or this game would be a lot worse. Because I could not imagine if this game was up in Tennessee. But give me Tennessee. I like them by 17. Why not?
Oh, all right.
Wilbur, close us out, buddy.
Yeah, I'll probably keep it short to the point on this one. I don't think Oklahoma is a very good football team. I think they're in a great quarterback. I don't think they're explosive on the offensive side, and I don't think their defense is top 6 in the SEC, or probably even top 10 in the SEC, to be honest. I think they're very susceptible to the big play, and that's what Tennessee's going to do. I love Tennessee this year, and it hates it. I hate to say that. Because I'm a big Tennessee hater. Like, if I can watch them lose every game, like, I just hate Rocky Top. I hate everything about it. I'm sorry, Tennessee fans. I know some Tennessee fans. I love y'all. I just don't like your team, and that's okay. But Oklahoma almost lost to Houston at home, and they beat Tulane decently well last week, but I feel like they should have done a little better. I looked at this game going into the year as maybe an upset pick, but I've got Tennessee dog walking Oklahoma in their play.
I like it.
I think Nico throws 400. I think the running back has 2 touchdowns, and I'm gonna take Tennessee by 20 plus. I think statement game for Tennessee, and I think this is what really puts them in the conversation for, hey, we're one of the best teams in the country, and you better respect us or we'll put you in your place.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I truly believe Tennessee is going to absolutely silence this crowd and make things really awkward. So I don't see this one being close. I really don't. So
I'll give you a hot take. I think this game is of great importance because I think this game that Tennessee is about to go play will say a lot about a lot of other teams. Is Tennessee the real deal? If they are, maybe NC State is really not that bad. Maybe Clemson, depends how they perform against NC State tomorrow, we'll kind of be able to gauge how good they are. And so I think this game has a lot at stake for it. And so it's going to be a good one to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's how it was with A&M. Because like A&M played Notre Dame pretty close, and they looked good, but then Notre Dame didn't look good.
Yeah.
A&M struggle win last week.
They lost to Northern Illinois? I mean,
yeah.
Yikes.
It's a weird year. This is a weird year of college football. So, So, anywho, hey, great show, guys. I like the new format. In the comment section, let us know if you like this format.
I like it.
Being all together. It's a lot freeing. We can do a lot more with this. We're getting educated on this thing, trying to do some more improvements. And go
quality. I feel like the quality is a little better.
Yeah, I like it. It's very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Boys, 2 weeks. I'll see y'all. I'm out next week. I'll be in I'll be in the Dominican Republic, I think. So
enjoy it, man. Enjoy it.
What just happened?
You only get married once, man. You only get married once.
Will, you got married?
Wait, what?
Remember
when?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Logan, how did you do that? I forgot. What's the?
I didn't do anything.
Party.
I don't know what just happened.
It's it's a weird thing on like Facebook or YouTube. Like you can do thumbs up or high five.
I did this. I have no idea what just happened. I'm so confused.
You just straight up partied on all of us. It was great.
Oh, all right, cool.
Awesome. Loved it.
Cool. What?
I'll send in the boat next week. I won't get on the air, but I'll make sure y'all have my record.
We'll read them off for you.
Sweet.
Hey, we need to throw our pickup from the wedding. We had one from Logan's wedding. Now we need one for Will's wedding.
Oh, yeah. We'll get it. We'll get it next week.
Don't try and replace me.
Who took it?
Hey, listen. We'll have both. I said both.
Who had coffee?
Who actually took the picture? That's something we need to figure out.
I got it on my phone. Becca, maybe? I think Becca took it, maybe. I got it, though. I could upload it.
I don't remember.
Still continues. All right.
Great wedding, by the way. Phenomenal.
Oh, I did it.
Oh,
you did it. You did it again.
Come on. This is ridiculous.
Mine won't do it. Mine definitely won't do it. So, all right, boys. It's been great. It's been awesome.
It won't work now.
No more hand gestures. We're going to be done.
You.
Night, everybody.